As you might know, there's a new type of tree in the 1.19 Wild Update. The mangrove. It spawns in the mangrove swamp and looks a bit funky. But that's mostly because they look a bit funky in real life as well. Mojang did a pretty good job at making them kinda look like they are supposed to. But if you're a Minecraft builder, vanilla trees might not always be enough. In other words, we can make custom mangrove trees that look a bit better than your already existing ones. And today, of course, we are going to look at 5 different stages of a custom mangrove tree. Normally, I can just simply plop down a sapling to make the first stage, but mangrove trees don't have a sapling. They have those propagules that look a little bit different than the tree itself. Of course, you can still use them very much like the saplings to detail everything a little bit more by just plopping them down and putting a string on top so that they don't grow. But for the first stage, we are actually just simply gonna have to put some leaves on a fence on top of some muddy mangrove roots or just simple mangrove roots. Moving on to the second stage, we already have quite a bit more and it looks a little chaotic, but honestly, real life mangrove trees are a little chaotic as well. This time we have freestanding mangrove roots and the fences just simply connect to that. They spread out a little bit and move in all directions, just like the vanilla mangrove tree does. Moving on to the next stage, it is growing a bit more, and this time it is even lifting up from the ground. You still can't walk through it, but we're gonna get to that later. And the roots are starting to spread out a little bit more with those root blocks all over the place. Moving on to the next one. Now there is even a little bit of a mangrove stem, a mangrove log, or in this case the wood block to make all the sides textured. And now you can really see that the root structure is a lot bigger than with other trees, where it is basically mostly in the ground. But here it is very much on top of it and outside the ground. The crown of the tree is still very bushy, and it's starting to have a second part branch out from the tree. And if we now get to the last bit, now there's even more roots than leaves. Now you can also see that there is actually 2 branches. That eventually means that we have 2 separate crowns. And now you can even walk through the root structure. There's a lot more of those root blocks, and of course you can play around and just simply add things when you think that they should be added. Playing around and upgrading as you go is just part of the building and even learning process. On this tree, I'm not 100% sure if it actually looks that realistic, but with the images that I've looked at, I think it works quite well. You can of course put a lot of those in, a swamp to make a pretty big forest out of it. But even though it's gonna be very chaotic, the mangrove swamps in Minecraft aren't that much better. But that would be all of my 5 stages of a custom mangrove tree. I hope that this video was somewhat helpful, and if it did help, then there's a few other 5-stage custom tree videos on my channel. They should be linked in the top right corner right now. Also, if you want to look at those by yourself in a world in Minecraft, I will put a link to those separate structures where you can just simply put it into a structure block. Those things, you can only get them with commands, but it's actually very easy to use them. Just put the files into a special folder and then put the name of the structure just in this space like that, and then click on load. And then we have this box, and when we click on it again, then the structure loads in and you can look at it just how you want to. You can of course change some things up and you can start trying to build those yourself. But anyways, I can only hope that you enjoyed this video and that we will see each other in the next one. So with that, as always, bye bye for now and see you then.